How's it going, everybody? It's the CDH Warrior coming at you, and I'm sorry I'm a day late with this video, but I wanted to come to you with another uh, video on how to stream. So we already covered the PS3. Our PS3. So today I wanted to talk some about streaming equipment and what your bare minimum is as far as what is necessary for streaming. So, bare minimum of your streaming requirements will be a computer that you can use to run your capture card off of. A capture card. I have an AverMedia. It's an AverMedia Live Gamer Recordable 2 Plus. I have a couple of consoles, which you saw me with the PS3. But I've got a PS4, an Xbox 360, an Xbox One, a Switch, a Nintendo Wii U. There's a Wii upstairs. I haven't gotten started on streaming off of it, but that may come sooner or later. But I wanted to show a little more about how you could moderately inexpensively stream. So, bare minimums. I have a microphone, although you can actually just use a computer with a camera. You're going to need a capture card, like the AverMedia. You could actually literally do it with just the capture card and the computer, and that would be it. I have a friend that started out with games on his computer. Shout out to Bro Mikey Studios, who is one of our other streamers, who is just getting his streaming up and running. So, this video was actually supposed to be done yesterday. I didn't get a chance to do it, so that's why I'm doing it today. And it'll come out tomorrow. So it was supposed to be done Sunday afternoon. This is Monday evening after my live stream. And you'll be viewing this on Tuesday. But let's move from that and consider a little more about the streaming aspect. A little bit more about, I figure today we'll specifically talk about, last week we talked about streaming off of PlayStation. This week we'll talk about streaming off of, I don't want to do my Xbox. That will probably be next week's how-to video. I'll also try and get a CDH We Survived This Now What video posted sometime later this week. But that's not going to be today. I'll try and work on that one tomorrow for you all. So I'll try and work on it Tuesday. It's one I got into streaming kind of by accident. I stumbled upon some different people streaming on YouTube and on, I hadn't quite found Twitch yet, but on YouTube and on Facebook that stream. And that's kind of what started the catalyst for my streaming. But I talked to Brenda Kreitz, the head of our nonprofit, about trying to stream for the organization. And it's one, I've gained a lot of traction through that. It's been a while since I had that conversation. But it's when I started streaming, hard to believe it's been a year since I started that. Now, I used the term streaming loosely for a year ago because what I was doing was I was taking videos. Originally, I had an Elgato, and I was using the early parts of my Elgato This is not my first video that I did, but this was when courage fails. One of my early videos. You can tell I had no real idea as to what I was doing. I have no idea why I have no sound, but okay. So this was a later video in Breath of the Wild.
How's it going, everybody? It's the CDH
As you can tell,
Warrior coming at you with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
I kind of have an idea as to what I'm doing. But if I can find, let me see if I can find my early streams. And I've got to remember, here's actually, this is my first stream. Actually, this was my first recorded video. You can hear the sound is bad. I had no idea what I was doing. I've slowly gotten better. You can barely even see me in this video. But it's one, that video is up on YouTube for you all to watch. This was my first video. By the way, I had no idea my microphone wasn't on, so if you have no idea about what to do with streaming, I started out not knowing anything, and this is on YouTube for you all to laugh at. It's dark, it's blurry, there's no sound, or there's no audio, no commentary. I believe there's some commentary, but this was not my best work. I don't think I even knew what I was doing in this video. I was just hacking at things. I don't think I even fully understood the controls yet. But it's one... Everyone has to start out from somewhere. You can watch the whole video if you want to on my YouTube channel. Be one of the first videos I uploaded. But it's one I've gotten better. I'm slowly getting to where I understand. I've changed capture cards. I've changed... my setup has changed a bit. Because originally my setup was just using this, a Nintendo Switch. But since then, I have started learning how to stream off of an Xbox One, an Xbox 360. I even know how to stream off of a Wii U and a PlayStation. Last week's video was on how to stream off a PlayStation. So this week's video, instead of streaming off a PlayStation, I'm going to show you and go into some detail on some other accessories, if you will, that you'll need if you want to start streaming. So, we went over the capture card. We've got our software. That's the Elgato. This is AverMedia's. I find AverMedia's to be a little bit easier, a little bit better, and more streamlined interface. Sometimes it does give you fits, but what software doesn't have a few bugs? But it's one I wanted to show what I use in my setup. My setup is relatively inexpensive. I mean, in total, this was about $60. These were $15. How much does a snowball? I have a blue snowball microphone. Snowball mic. Blue snowball ice. This microphone I've got is about between $40 and $50. So yes, it's moderately expensive, but it's well worth it with the sound quality. Another thing you'll want to use, let me close this, is, do I have my other one? It's not behind me, so I would recommend this, is getting one of these. It does not matter what, as far as the brand, but I recommend that you get... Sorry, I'm losing some of my equipment. I would recommend, if you're going to stream or record video, that you have one of these. A small external drive. Now, some things you need to know about the external drive. This is a 1 terabyte drive. So it's 1,000 gigs. Which, it may not sound, or it may sound like a lot, and it really is. I still haven't filled this drive up, and I've been streaming for a year. Let's see. I've been streaming and recording videos for over a year, as of last week. So, since April 22nd of 2021. So, did it take a while? Yes. I mean, it's one... My best gaming video is actually one I aired in January. It's 60 views. It's the Fair and Silent Realm in Skyward Sword. So, with YouTube, it's going to be hit or miss. I'm just going to be honest. It's hit or miss. There's no goods, bads, or otherwise, one way or another. So, is it good? Yeah. But most of what I have on YouTube comes from my Twitch account. It's the rebroadcast of what I streamed on Twitch. That's another thing you need to determine. What... there are a number of questions you need to ask, but one of the biggest ones some of the biggest ones I see, and we'll go into more detail in the next couple of weeks. But some of the questions that you need to ask yourself is, they're really about 5 questions. What am I going to stream? I.e., Well, first of all, am I going to stream or record? You can do you can do either or both, because I stream on Twitch and I rebroadcast the recording on YouTube. But you can record straight off, or you can just straight stream. I have AverMedia, and one of the things that it does, if I can make the software open, is you've got 3 options: record, stream, or multi-stream. Somewhere our software messed up, but I don't know why this part has gone on the frets, but this is ReCentral 4. This is AverMedia software. So let's say you want to stream. Okay. I'm going to use my integrated webcam. I'm going to show you how to set up a scene. This would be my game capture. And then this would be my logo. And it would be set up like that. Now, okay. Sorry, it just randomly cut off on me. I'm just trying to size this picture. I have no idea what just happened to our stream scene. But this would be if you were just streaming straight off. That would just be your stream alone. Not sure why it keeps cutting out, but that's not that big of an issue. I'm not trying to capture or record anything. I'm just trying to that time I shut it off. But yes, the software can be glitchy. We're just going to call that one stream scene because that's all it's for. But let's say in this case you want to set hotkeys. Let's move on to let's say you have a logo. I mean, mine's moderately small, but I created it myself with a small software I found. But let's say you want to add a border to it. That is actually where the Elgato software does better than the AverMedia. Because with the Elgato software, you can just connect your capture device and then edit these and deal with pre-made scenes. However, this is a little bit better because you get the opportunity to play around with your scenes. It's not specifically just set in stone. Anyway, that pretty much gets us caught up on the capture card side of things. So we've gone over capture cards, microphones, console. I do recommend the headphones, whether you use these actually came with a microphone, so you could feasibly not need this microphone or a standing mic and just use your headset. I have mine just because it sits in front of me, but that's what I started out with my original stream setup. I did not start out with the headphones. I'm just trying to give you some tips and tricks of what I didn't know when I got started in this. So we've pretty much covered everything on that with the consoles. We've covered the capture card. We've covered the microphones, the computer, the software, all of it. So the next thing you need to figure out is what kind of games do you want to stream? Are you more of an FPS person? Are you more of a sports gamer? And yes, there are quite a few of them. Do you play more adventure games? Do you tend to play, and I know this may not mean anything to somebody that doesn't know gaming, more of a Metroid style game? But that's kind of what you need to determine when you start streaming or recording, is what do you want your stream to say about you? I think that's pretty much all I've got for this week. I'll come back to you next week with another episode discussing, let's see. We'll discuss what kind of console, what kind of streaming you want to do, and we'll discuss how to stream off a computer, because that can be done pretty easily, but it takes a little bit of knowledge and understanding to do it. So, for that, I'll show you next week how to stream without a console, just using your computer. I work for and stream for an organization called CDH Stars and Angels. We are a 501c3 nonprofit that helps children with congenital diaphragmatic hernia. We have a couple of different streamers that live stream and record for us. So if you could go check out their content as well. They are Gluski Man Gaming, who actually just uploaded a new episode today, I believe. Or is it today? Will it be later in the week? Here's his next episode will air tomorrow. Actually, this morning. So he tends to play more computer games. He tends to also play more RPGs for the most part. So that's what he does. We also have Bro Mikey Entertainment, who also runs the channel Bro Mikey Studios. He started getting some of his games like Gears of War. But that will be all we've got for our streamers. So, for the CDH Warrior, have a great day, and I will see you next week with another episode on gaming tips and tricks on how to stream. Hopefully, next week it'll be Sunday instead of Tuesday. Or Monday, actually. Hopefully next week it'll actually be Tuesday by the time you see this, but hopefully it'll be on Sunday next week, that we can do another episode. So for the CDH Warrior, I'm Drew Monday, and I will see you next week. I'll actually see you on Wednesday with more of Skyward Sword, but I will see you next week. Have a great day.